Mango Mustache Media.
Creatures out there who spend way too much time on the internet. This is Historically Inaccurate. I'm Jake Trumper, and we are produced and distributed by Mango Mustache Media. If you'd like to learn more, you can check out mangomustachemedia.com/historically inaccurate. As always, I am joined with the legendary Alex Schulte.
Hi. That's me. I'm the co-host of this show, and I don't know a ton about history, but he does. And I got a yearning for a learning.
You do. I like this new outlook. Past Alex was not yearning for learning.
It was being forced upon me, I think, in the past.
You were the guy who was trying to make sure you weren't sitting in the front of class so you wouldn't get called on. You're like, keep me out of this.
I am now sitting in the middle of the class.
You're moving up slowly but surely.
I'm not at the front. I never want to be at the front, because I was forced to be in the front as a kid.
Same!
Because of,
we were ADHD.
My attention span.
They knew to look out for us.
I am medicated for my ADHD right now.
I'm not.
Starting last week, I started. So if I seem
a little chill.
Well, I was going to say more like cracked out.
Oh.
If I seem more with it or more like, oh, wow, he's really paying attention. He's good at making eye contact. It's the pills.
It's the Adderall or the Redlin.
It is Adderall. It is Adderall.
When I was a kid, they put me on Redlin. Anyways, we're having the most ADHD moment right now.
Yes,
I was like, I'm going to hit it right away with the fun fact. So are you mentally ready for the crazy fun fact?
Did we say where people could find this? Just to, you said the website?
mangomustachemedia.com/historically inaccurate.
Or mangomustache.com/historically inaccurate. Yeah. We're on a new network. we're and this is also the first time that this show has been video.
It's weird. So, I see myself there and I'm like, I look too scrawny.
Try not to stare at yourself too much. All
right.
Alex, I wish I looked a little bit different too.
I'm flexing now. Are you ready for a fun fact, Alex?
Oh, yeah.
All right. We're going to learn about a fun fact today. Fun fact. Pop, pop. All right. Did you know Theodore Roosevelt? Okay, I'm going to stop flexing. That was getting old. Did you know Theodore Roosevelt attended Abraham Lincoln's funeral?
If I'm being honest, yes, because you texted me the ideas of today.
The show prep.
But I didn't know until I got that text. So no, really, I didn't. And also, you do this for me, so I have to do it for you. You have something in your teeth.
I do?
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't you tell me this before we got started?
I didn't notice until right now.
Oh, my God.
It's on this side of your front. No.
No, are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. The other side. Right, like near me. Right here.
Cut this out.
I don't think I'm gonna.
Hey, while I'm figuring out what the heck is in my teeth and I'm trying to get it out, make sure you stay till the end because on today's punishment, we are doing a dog shot collar on whoever can answer the most questions correctly on Historically Inaccurate.
Good. Cool.
Does that work?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
You got it.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Historically Inaccurate. Today, we're going to hit you with a fun fact. Did you know that Theodore Roosevelt attended Abraham Lincoln's funeral? And I know it's kind of a weird thing to think about because you kind of think of Theodore Roosevelt down here and Abraham Lincoln up here. But Theodore Roosevelt was born in 1858.
Yeah, as a person who doesn't know about any of these, I was like, what's the crossover here?
Yes, so Theodore Roosevelt born in 1858. Abraham Lincoln assassinated 1865. So Theodore Roosevelt did have some age on him, and he attended Abraham Lincoln's funeral. And the reason that's so impactful is Theodore Roosevelt was later quoted that was a moment that truly affected him as a young child, and he saw Abraham Lincoln as a hero.
Cool.
Pretty cool fun fact, right?
Yeah, it must have been a long coffin.
Because they had to put the hat on him, too. They had to put him with the hat on in the coffin, and that hat made him a lot taller.
Yeah. So, okay, I think we need to clear things up, though. He didn't, go to his funeral.
What do you mean? They weren't like, hey, 5-year-old Theodore Roosevelt, come to Abraham Lincoln's, but they saw it paraded. He saw it paraded.
Correct. Because Theodore Roosevelt's grandfather lived on the street I did some research.
You did? I'm so
on this
proud of you.
Out of, I wanted to be ready for this. And I thought it was really cool.
This is a new
And actually,
Alex.
I'm going to throw up a picture when I edit this. Okay.
You do that.
So this picture that you see behind us right now is of the, of the crowd gathering around Abraham Lincoln and going. But if you zoom in on the top left, I believe, of the photo, there's another picture with it cropped up.
A ghost.
And you're seeing that right now. Hanging out the window is Theodore Roosevelt and his brother.
He's hanging out the window.
Well, no, he's like looking out the window.
Yeah,
he's looking out the window. Watching.
Wow.
So
very impactful moment for him and his brother.
Must have been.
That's pretty cool, isn't it? I didn't attend his funeral.
Do you think if you saw a guy that just got killed, be like, yeah, I want that job?
That's the job I want. That's a dangerous job. In my lifetime, I don't think in my adult life a president had died until George Bush Sr. And obviously we all saw George Bush Sr. get not buried, but in the coffin because it was televised.
Oh, really? I didn't see him in the coffin.
Oh. Well, I didn't see him in the coffin. I saw his
picture's
coffin.
Right. I'm not going to show that
I saw
one.
his coffin.
I'm not going to show that picture.
But I don't think in our adult life did a president...
Not in my adult life, no. I announced his death on the radio.
So did I. Oh, you announced it.
Yeah.
And then I talked about
it happened
after,
while I was on the radio.
because I came in after you.
That's right. And our boss at the time emailed or texted me. He's like, you got to talk about this. And so it was funny.
Hey, pop listeners, our former president is dead.
Because we both worked at a top 40 music radio station, right? Like a Billboard type pop music. So usually in between songs, you've got like a
very upbeat. Hey, I turned off all my phones.
That's my bad.
But no, it'd always be like an upbeat song that's about to start. So it's like bum ba da dum ba bum ba ba bum 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 ba da dum ba bum. I'll be the.
But what I did is I took the music out.
Oh.
I just did a silent break. And whenever there's no music under a DJ talking on like a top 40 radio station, it's serious. Yeah. So I was like, I've got news, everybody.
Yeah.
And then I just read.
You're like, George Bush Sr. is dead. Here's Justin Bieber. I like that yummy, yummy, yummy. This one's for you, George.
Honestly, that's pretty much what it was. That's exactly what it was. Was like, anyway, here's Taylor Swift. Yeah. But yes, no,
Amazing.
I don't think that any presidents within our lifetime. I was born in 91.
I was born in 98.
One of them, another one had to have died while I was a kid, though. I don't really know stuff.
No, because Reagan, would have probably been Reagan? Or no, because he was in, no, you were born 91. I think you were a kid when Reagan passed away then.
Had to have been.
Because you got Reagan, then Jimmy Carter is still kicking at the time of recording. I know he's not doing too hot. And then...
Well, this will be coming out in 2 weeks. So if he doesn't make it...
That's going to not be timely at all.
Right.
All right, well, you're looking that up. I'm gonna move us on to the next segment, the big segment.
Please, I was gonna look up the death dates and see how many people died within.
But then you get put on a list, and it's a whole thing.
Right, I'm looking up president deaths.
So I was trying to brainstorm about what are we gonna talk about for the podcast, right? It needs to be a big, booming episode, and nothing is more booming than local malls, baby. I was walking through our mall here in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. That's where everything's hosted and everything, right? In not the closed mall. What's the closed mall?
Westdale.
Westdale's closed, but Lyndale is open.
Lyndale's still open.
Lyndale's still kicking. I was walking through it and I was like, I love malls. That is the perfect free area to just walk around and you're not creepy for walking around there. That in a park, but if it's raining, where do you go? But other places, you walk around an abandoned construction zone and all of a sudden you're public enemy number one and everyone's looking at you and they're like, we got to call the police and take you away because you're walking through a dangerous zone and you don't have a hard hat on. You're like, well, I don't need a hard hat.
This sounds like a very specific
It's just
situation. Jacob Thief.
Dale from the construction zone. I'm coming for you.
Sorry, Dale. I have fond memories of malls. I know we're getting into the history of malls, but one of my first times ever being left alone was at a mall.
Did you?
On purpose.
Yeah. Leave him at the mall.
Actually, so I guess, no, I was definitely left behind probably before that on accident. But the first time, I remember my friend Garrett and we went to the mall. My dad gave us a 20.
That goes a long way all the way back then when you were alive.
I'm still alive. And for the record, and all the way back then, this was 1998, probably 1999. I was 9 years old, 8 years old. No,
Which
I had to
mall?
have been older.
Which mall was it?
It was
you were
Lindale.
just cruising
No,
around
it was
Lindale?
Lindale Mall. We went to Hot Topic, because that's where you
Nice.
go.
Yeah.
And I remember we bought fake cigarettes, a whoopee
Oh
cushion,
my God.
and
Oh my! You said the fakes. That's so funny.
that's all I remember.
Smoking was cool back then.
So we got our fake cigarettes. We went out on the bench, and then two like 10, 12-year-olds maybe. I don't know. I don't remember exactly how old, but we started and smoke would come out if you blew into them.
Really?
Right. So you go so you
That's
blow into it, and then like
terrible.
fake smoke would come out, so people thought you'd be smoking. And then after that, we went into the Lindale Mall bathroom with the whoopee cushion, closed the stall, and waited for people to come in, and did
my
what
God.
did what a 10 to 12-year-old does.
That's
and
amazing.
used it.
I
I remember a guy, an older man, was like, "You okay in there?"
no.
Yeah, because I was like,
okay,
But
that's
super fun.
A lot. Anyways, the first mall was conceptualized in 1922,
"Wow, that's really cool."
and then when it first opened.
1928.
And why do you know that?
Because I Googled it right before this episode.
In
Because I did my homework,
you did
my show prep.
Cincinnati, Ohio. Is that what it was?
I don't remember.
I got you.
But yes, the J.C. Nichols Company in Missouri.
There's no such thing as Cincinnati, Ohio, is there? Am I imagining
No,
that?
of course.
Cincinnati, Ohio is a
Cincinnati,
real
Ohio.
place,
Yeah,
right?
that's where the freaking
Is Ohio real?
Bengals play.
Does Ohio exist?
As far as I know,
Do you know the meme of Ohio not
I
being
do.
real?
Yeah, like a regular day in Ohio.
I'm trying to play it off like I didn't goof and not think Cincinnati was real, but for a second there, I genuinely was like, Cincinnati, Ohio doesn't sound
It's
right.
working. Nobody noticed.
Nobody noticed that I played that off well.
You did.
I covered
a really
that
good
well.
job. I thought you were making a joke.
I
Anyway, yeah. So it opened up in 1928. So we're gonna learn you up. At least Jake is gonna learn us up on some mall history. Are you okay?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
But I feel like before we proceed with this, we have to mention that
your job now is to always be like, here's the hard facts about history. Here's the messed up part. So go ahead and put your messed up part.
Well,
it's time for the Alex messed up part of history when it comes to shopping malls.
here on Historically Inaccurate, we try to make history, fun, easily digestible.
goofy.
We don't want it to be like
But
the massacre of blah, 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 blah,
But like
blah.
history's messed up. It's messed up. It's got a lot of bigotry in it, and we should probably address that. You go ahead. You
the
take
thing
it.
I was going to point out,
This
yes,
is the Alex
is that when malls were invented, of course, there was a lot of racism involved in the creation of
Why
the
are you
mall.
doing a goofy voice about this?
I don't know because I feel
You're
awkward.
panicking.
I
It's
feel-
okay.
I
It
feel
feels
kinda-
weird because we're a goofy, dumb show.
I know, but
we're
I feel
serious.
like we just have to say this in the history of things.
Yes.
Is that the creation of malls was to bring the stores to white suburban neighborhoods.
Yes, because the 1920s, you've got the booming 20s. This is when people start buying things, actually. This is when you see so many companies and all these places start being like, let's bring it to the consumer. And at that time, in their mind, it was their consumer were white Americans. So
in the 20s,
1920s?
racism.
Who would have guessed?
What?
Shocking to say the least.
It really is. It really is. I
Anyways.
learned something today.
Yeah.
But yeah, with the idea of having like these big retail stores on each side, and then you put the little ones in the middle.
And then in 1931, there was another one that came after that in the area, and it just kind of spiraled into a lot of shopping malls. Obviously, you've got the Great Depression, so it's not
Oh
like
yeah, they kind of came out at a bad time, didn't they?
so. But no, like the Roaring 20s,
Everybody spend money.
huge time
Psych.
for innovations. Then all of a sudden, you got the 1930s and the 1940s, and everything's like, yikes! And then bam, 1950s, baby, and that's when those malls are killing it. The 1950s, there's just malls opening up left and right, and from the 50s, 60s, and 70s, malls are looking pretty good. Then the 80s, which is just the renaissance of the 50s again, because in the 80s, everyone wanted to go back to the good old days of the 1950s, right? Because that's what the 80s was just a
Right.
revamp of the 50s. And then everyone's like, I don't know, I was doing weird voices there, but
Guess how they talked?
I got excited. The good old days, the 1950s. So then the 80s has that. But in the 80s, we start to see some economic issues. So malls, while they're still at their height, there is some stuff behind the scenes with like the shrinkage of the middle class, et cetera, going on where it's kind of predicting the downfall of malls. But the 90s are looking great, the early 2000s. But then you start seeing 2007, 2008, no more malls are getting created.
New recession.
And you see this with like
Well, yeah.
Blockbuster. You knew Blockbuster was going down when no more new stores are opening up.
Well, the thing is, everybody went home from their jobs, right? They get sent home. They're getting laid off. It's the recession of 2008, whatnot. The housing market it popped. The bubble.
The bubble.
The bubble popped.
Good verbiage.
Thank you. I saw that movie with Steve Carell, where he's like a news reporter, and it's a really good movie. Anyway,
Don't know the name, but it's a good movie. Go check it out.
I can't remember the name of it either, and of course, somebody watching is like, "It's this." But yeah, 2008 happens, and then online shopping happens. That's really when that popped up.
It's kind of like a double hit because we've seen shopping malls come back from recessions, but you've got this major recession, and now malls aren't opening up so much. But I imagine kind of the mindset of these malls is maybe we'll have a comeback, but the shrinkage of the middle class, huge hit to malls because the main thing for malls is the middle class. So now you've got online shopping, so more people are staying home. You've got, again, smaller economic. It just was like this perfect storm to just start wrecking malls. And then you've got malls like here in Cedar Rapids, we had a mall called Westdale, and they're like, look, we're going to tear down the big old mall that's just empty and depressing because it's a dead mall, zombie mall. Zombie malls and dead malls were kind of what people started calling all these, depressing closed malls. And then they're like, we're going to renovate it, and it basically becomes a fancy shop, like a strip mall, basically, with less stores,
which
more depressing.
I was disappointed when I found out.
You said that joke.
That a strip mall wasn't. Why you got to point it out?
You said that joke before we started filming.
Why you got to point it out? Why can't we just like let it be like, oh man, that's really funny that he came up with that off the cuff.
Me and producer Shelby, that's what I'm going to call her for now. Thank you, producer Shelby, for everything you do. We both went, that was a good one, Alex. And you're like,
I felt good.
That's his joke. I forgot to keep flexing during this one shot.
There's not a lot of jokes to make when it comes to malls, okay? And strip malls, it's a gimme, okay? Can I just have one?
Say it again.
It's like, it's lost.
No, say it again.
I was really disappointed when I found out what the strip mall wasn't what I thought it was.
Oh, it hurts. It hurts. Oh my God, Alex, those ringers just do not stop. An unstoppable force of comedy.
Shelby, there's a laughter button on the.
Yeah, press the laughter button. This is our first time ever producing.
Yeah, we just showed her how to do this. She's really helping us out.
You spent 20 minutes showing her.
No, it's not on the computer. Don't worry, it's on one of the pads.
It doesn't. Anyways,
don't worry about it.
Let's do a skit about it. Let's do a skit about shopping malls in the 1920s.
In the 20s?
Let's do it in the 20s.
Without the racism. Let's pretend like that wasn't a thing.
Like most of them.
Look at us.
We didn't need to finish the joke. Every single person watching had the exact same thought we did at the same time. Every human being watching this at the same time just had the same collective thought of that joke.
Right. We're all pretending it. Right. That's sad.
All right. Do we have a little soundtrack to do underneath it or?
Hey, sir. Might I interest you in one of our finest products ever known to man?
Oh my God, listen to me. Something terrible is coming. We're having a great time in this mall right now, and I know you love all the great shopping you can do, but I'm telling you, man, something bad's coming.
Sir,
why? The World Fair, I know people are talking like there's going to be a World Fair, there's going to be all this, but something real bad's coming.
Sir, you're actually tearing up right now.
Listen to me. You can buy all the dungarees you want.
It's making me tear up for some reason.
All the stuff you want.
Why is there...
There's a depression coming, man.
This was a very...
You gotta get out of here.
Well, you know what's gonna help you with a depression? This whoopee cushion. Sit on it, and it makes a fart sound.
Were you trying to sell me something outside of the brandly new established mall?
I was. If you come into our shop, sir, we have all sorts of things from
nice.
Batman belt buckles to big posters of Goku from Dragon Ball Z.
What's a Goku?
Well,
what is that?
He's a Super Saiyan. Have you ever heard of?
That sounds
the Cell Saga or the Frieza Saga. I also have a shirt with Bruce Lee on it. And that's Marilyn Manson. This is a vat of his blood. You can wear it as a necklace.
I'm a Tony Hawk fan myself.
Perfect. We've got a lot of Tony Hawk stuff, too. That's going to pull you right out of your depression there. I know that you've got a lot of things going on, but if you follow me right in here, I could sell you a candle that covers up the smell of your marijuana.
Oh, that is no. Actually, I'm pretty sure we're cool with smoking that right now. We're actually pretty cool with
Are we?
smoking marijuana. It's not a big.
It's not the devil's lettuce. The devil's
will be.
lettuce.
The 20s were actually pretty cool, man. The 20s are pretty. I'm a time traveler, by the way. But the 20s are pretty cool. Pretty cool. Open time. Hollywood. Everyone's getting laid, doing stuff. It's pretty great. Actually, that's more of the 1910s, but yeah.
Interesting. And there's the next song.
There it is.
We'll bring that down.
And I think it's a good time to throw it to the ads. Is there
What? No, there's no ads.
to the tease for another show?
I don't know. You just
Hey, something's
you
gonna-
scheduled on a break, but I don't have anything to go to.
Something's going to play for us a second here for our break. We'll be right back.
It's game time.
Wow, it's game time.
It's game time. I'm figuring out the dog shot color right now.
Yeah, you said this was at your parents' house, but
They bought this like 10 years ago and they never used it.
and they never use it on the dogs. We just use it here.
Well, we got a big dog, right? And my parents were like, this big dog might be really scary.
So,
and then he wasn't. So
We've done the shot collar before
Long
on the
time
episode,
ago.
but it wasn't when we had video, so you could only hear it. But I was thinking for the first episode, it'd be good to bring back the shot. Is that it?
that's it.
Is
Yeah.
that the shot collar making that noise?
Yeah. Let me. That's.
Is this gonna like break my electronics?
No. Let's do this. Here we go. Wait, let me.
Like wood doesn't conduct electricity, correct?
Go ahead and. How do
I mean, I could hear it.
wait,
Put your microphone up to it.
Yeah.
This is stupid. I don't know
What
why.
happens if I hold it and press it? Am I gonna die? I'm like, I shouldn't do that. That seems like a bad idea. Right? Let's try it.
Well, no, it's only if you're touching the metal part.
Oh, you can feel it vibrating though.
Well, yeah, but you don't get shocked. You don't have that feeling of. I mean, everybody knows what it feels like to get shocked. It's the worst.
Oh God, this is gonna be so bad. This is such a bad idea.
It's a horrible idea.
Just hold it. Just
No-
hold it. And feel it. No, just hold it and feel it.
Oh my God, yeah, a lot of vibration.
I'm picking a good
That could be used
vibration.
for good or
She's giving
very
me the
evil.
excitation in today's game. I really didn't like about all the closing and sad stuff we talked about from all. So I picked 7 different things that we all like and enjoy and got the date that they opened, right? So I'm going to ask you each one of these locations. When did they open? And you can guess 2 years back or 2 years forward. So like, let's say something opened in 1973. If you guess 1971, 1972, 1973, 1974, or 1975, you get the point.
Okay, got it.
But if you guess out of that 5-year span, wrong. And so if you get more wrong,
So
then
2 years on each side.
yes. And if
is
you
my
get,
is my wiggle room.
yeah, yes. And if you get more right than you get wrong, I get shocked. I hate this. If you get more wrong than right, you get shocked.
Do we have to like put it on like buckle? I feel like it's not wide enough.
Yeah, I don't think we should buckle it, but I do think we'll put it like that. I'm worried that it's like
Yeah, it's gonna
if
happen.
you touch it, so I don't want to.
Well, yeah, so it's off right now.
Yeah. Gosh, even though we did this like 2 years ago,
Okay, so
the stress
so
of it is
how. Okay, what I'm most concerned about. How do I win?
you get the most right. So you get like, let's say out of
So if I get the most right, you get shocked. But if
Yeah.
I get them wrong, I get shocked.
So what, if you get
so
4
either of us
if
getting
you-
shocked is completely reliant on me getting these right or wrong.
yeah.
There's no risk for like. I mean, of course there's risk, but okay.
The risk is
I agree. I agree to these terms.
Okay, I was gonna say the risk is the wiggle room I gave you, I guess, for me.
I mean, no, the risk is you're getting shocked by it.
Okay, are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. I feel like I should give you a clue. Ooh. Let's also you have to get 4 right to win, right? Let me give you a clue on you can choose to get a clue on 2 of them. Is that fair? Or is that really screwing up my odds? Did you see this?
No, I didn't see
Okay.
it. I promise. No. I mean, I was gonna ask for more, so we'll go with 2.
2 clues? Let's do 2 clues.
Like I was gonna probably ask for 3. Is that too many?
That's too many because all you need is 4 correct. So then you,
Oh, right, out of 7.
yeah.
Oh, then I definitely want to ask for 3. Oh, but I need to get okay.
Shelby, producer Shelby.
2's fair.
2?
2. She puts up 2 fingers.
Okay, first one. The Cincinnati Zoo. Oh, and okay, never mind. Go ahead. Cincinnati Zoo.
I'm not gonna get any of these right. I'm 100%.
Let me give you a clue.
So I'm using one of my clues?
Yes. It was founded in 1873 and officially opened its doors in
1878.
Oh, just barely missed it.
You're kidding.
1875. So your wiggle room, you just missed it.
God.
You know what? Let's do 3 clues. 3 clues. Shelby, will you keep tally? So just every time he gets it right, give a little like check or a little line thing. Anyways,
We can have a, you're following along. Here's your scoreboard. Maybe I'll edit it in if I'm not dead.
the first Olive Garden.
Darden is the name of the company that owns Olive Garden. I used to wait tables at Red Lobster, and they're owned by the same.
Would you like a hint?
I mean, no. I'm gonna save them.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. I'm so getting shocked. This is a horrible game.
Should I give you a
This
clue?
is not me versus you. This is just me against
let
me.
Let me give you a clue on every
But it's
single
fine.
one.
It's fine.
No, let me give you.
It wouldn't be historically inaccurate if I didn't complain my entire way through these games.
Fair. I feel bad now though.
Because I'm going to get shocked. Yeah,
Well, just
because the
because you
odds are
said that.
very much
Yeah.
in your favor. I'm going to go with 1985.
You keep 1982.
You're kidding. You're kidding.
Let's do this.
I was 3 years off again.
Let's do. We could make that super complex where you can pick you could pick 3-year difference and you could pick over or under. So you could go, I want to do 3 years over.
Oh my God. See, welcome to Historically Inaccurate, where the rules change every single question. I
Because
get
I'm
that you're
trying to help you.
I do understand you're trying to help me.
Whoa.
I do get it.
I'm not changing it to make my life easier. My voice cracked when I said that. Too. I was like,
God.
I'm trying to help
Well,
you.
yeah, because you see that I'm like
Struggling.
3 years off. I'm 1 year away from getting it right. All right, whatever. Next question. I got 2 wrong, so I got to get. If I get 2 more wrong,
Yeah, it might be a good time to use a clue. Okay, Adventureland.
give me a clue.
A clue. Let me see here. Okay.
Come on over to
What's a good clue? That's a good song.
It is.
Okay. It opened Memorial Day
Okay, so we got a day
in
of what year?
the 1970s.
I'm gonna go with 1975. I think that's the safest bet.
1974. He got
Yes.
one. He got one. That makes me feel a little bit better.
Makes me feel a little bit better.
Here's another one. A park not nearly as great as Adventureland. Disneyland Park, not Disney World.
By the way, for anybody listening out of state, Adventureland is
In Iowa.
our
home state.
amusement park.
People are like, what the?
It's over by Des Moines.
Yes, we were talking about Adventureland in Des Moines, Iowa. Altoona, Iowa.
Not to be confused with the movie with
that one guy who's in Zombieland.
the guy who's in Zombieland. The guy who plays Zuckerberg. Jesse something.
Eisenberg.
All right, Disneyland. When did Disneyland or
when
Disney?
did Disneyland?
All right, California.
open? Yes.
One of them early years.
Do you want a hint on this one? And then you could basically get it for 2 for 2. But then you'd have to do the rest.
But then I'm done with my hints.
Yes. So you could basically
Okay.
save yourself.
I feel like this came out like after the Great Depression.
Way to use
I'm
some context clues.
reading your face.
Honestly, there are clues in what we talked about already earlier.
Really?
I'll tell you why in a little bit.
Excuse me. This Diet Coke is
Running through it.
making me bubbly. Okay, I'm gonna go with 19. 1942.
That's still kind of Great Depression AE time, just a heads up. 1955.
Okay.
It's basically out of the Great Depression. Yeah, no, 42 wasn't a terrible
When was the
guess.
Depression over? Was there a time when it was like we're done?
The Depression never
Because
really
I'm
ended.
still very depressed.
Well, so because you've got the Depression basically started to see an out during World War II-esque time.
Okay.
So a great time to get out of a recession is war.
Right.
It's kind of the
obviously.
joke.
Yep.
Anyways, opened
makes sense.
1955. Fun fact. So the reason that it was helpful about what we talked about earlier was that I was saying that in the 50s, everything started booming and that the 80s was another renaissance of the 50s because the 50s was a time when everything started booming again.
Right.
So 1955. And on the opening day of Disney World, not everything was ready.
Land or world?
Or Disneyland. Not everything was ready in Disneyland. So like the sidewalk was kind of melted and people's like
Melted?
feet, yeah. The cement wasn't like solid.
They laid down the cement 3 hours before they opened the
so,
gates?
Like, people's shoes were like melting into
Hey guys,
it.
quick, make it flat. Okay, get your handprints in now.
It was kind of seen as a partial disaster.
Wow. They're doing okay now.
They are. Do you want a clue on this one? Because
Except for when it's all underwater. Right? California?
no, Florida.
California too, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Maybe it's Disney World that's making everything go. It's Disney. Walt Disney's cursing the lands. Okay, so you've got 3 wrong, 1 right. So you need to get this one right.
If I get one more wrong.
You're boned. McDonald's. So this one, I'm going to give you a better clue on
gotta
because
be the
I'm not
70s.
100% on.
It's got to be the 70s.
Because here's the thing.
Their colors and branding is so 70s.
I'm going to go with when it was founded. So McDonald's, remember that documentary where it wasn't like it was founded by like 2 brothers and then the person came and he kind of took over it. So it was founded in Illinois in the 50s.
The 50s?
Yes. And again, something we talked about earlier, maybe super early, not so early, or whatever it is, could be very helpful in this.
I have to go with 1955. That's
Correct.
the safest get.
Correct.
Same year as Disneyland.
Yeah, that's why I just said, I was like, whatever we talked about might be. So bam, 2 right, 3 wrong.
That wasn't a hint, though. You're like, there were hints in what we were talking about.
No, but I was like, there was hints earlier we talked about either super recent or not so far away. I said that super quietly under my breath because I was like, that's too much.
Yeah, that didn't help me at all.
You didn't help me at all.
Okay,
Anyways,
so I'm 2 and 3.
2 and 3.
Oh, man. Out of
Blockbuster.
7 games. This is like the NBA Finals.
Blockbuster.
Blockbuster had to have come out in the 80s.
Yeah, honestly, kind of what we talked about earlier again.
I'm going to go with 1982. I mean 3. I mean 3. I mean 4. I mean 1.
1985.
I was going to say 3, and I was like, it's probably earlier.
The first Blockbuster store opened October 19, 1985 in Dallas, Texas. You kept going with the 5s, so I was like, oh, he's going to say 1985, because you kept being like, the safe bet's in the middle.
But I really thought it was towards the beginning of the 80s. Because there's no way it... Like
the first,
I figured they would have for longevity because they're not around anymore.
They had 8,000 VHSs in 2000.
Oh my god, I'm about to get
tapes.
shocked.
Do you want to do the
I took a pie to the face for the trailer.
You did. Oh, I'm sorry. Here, I'll test it with my fingers to make sure it's not going to kill you.
No, that's okay.
Also, the other one was when was the first White House constructed, and it was October 13th, 1792, and then it got all burnt down and stuff, and Washington didn't even live in it. Anyways, let me test it. Okay. We're going to test it with my fingers. Okay. We're going to...
So out of 100, what are we doing?
Let's just do...
Because it's got a setting of 100.
Yeah, let's do 15 first. Okay? Let me... Okay. All right. I'm going to...
So do I have to bark?
No.
Or do you just like press a button?
Okay, so I'm going to touch the metal here.
Oh, you're going to... See, okay, I've already won.
Okay.
If you're...
I hope this doesn't make me like drop it. Okay, there we go. I'll show
Maybe hold it lower.
There you go. You ready? Okay.
Don't like fling it at me.
Ooh. Okay, wait.
Did you feel it?
Yeah. Here we go. I had it on vibrate, not shock. Oh! It doesn't hurt. It's just scary because you're like, oh, it's going to shock me.
Right.
And then it shocks you and you're like, ah!
I don't know if you said it on the podcast or before we started recording, but you said you took it to the arm the last time we did this and you couldn't feel your arm for the rest of the day.
We did it on like 50 last time.
Right, because we couldn't get it to work.
At first, I was like, why is this not working?
Yeah,
And I
that's what it
killed
was.
myself. Okay.
So do I have to do it on my neck?
Yes. Do the close up.
What if I like throw up?
You ready?
No!
I'll set it down to 5.
No, that's dumb.
We'll do 5.
That's not a punishment.
We'll do 5. No,
Like
test it. I tested it at 15.
for the entertainment of the people, I have to say we have to go higher.
I did it at 15 and it made me like, ugh. It didn't hurt. It honestly didn't hurt. It's just the fear of it. Like I would do it again now and I probably wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, this is like
You
the
can do
space
this.
shot at Adventureland,
It is, and
which is that one that goes straight up,
It's
then-
making the noise before it shoots
Yep.
you right now. You're in the
and then it just drops.
This one is much less regulated. This is not. This is kind of.
This has been tested on animals, so it's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. Okay. I dropped it down to 5, just so everyone knows. I don't want you to get hurt. It's a good test. I don't want
So
you.
I'm doing it twice. I'm going to do it on 5, and then I'm going to do it on 15 because it's like, 5
Let
wasn't
me
bad. Hit
feel
me
it
again.
with my fingers.
No.
You hold it and I'll feel
No,
it.
I'm complaining too much. Let's just do this thing.
I want it to be higher.
Okay.
All right, you ready? Okay, zoom in on him.
I
Let's
just
do
don't
this.
want to be. Is this
Okay,
going to break my
ready?
headphones?
Why would it break your headphones?
Because it's electricity.
Okay, ready? Go ahead. You ready?
Should I take my necklace off?
You're fine.
Because metal conducts.
Come on.
It is fake. It's not even real.
Come on. Wait. Come on. Come on. I'm hitting the vibrate on it.
Okay.
Come on, man. Be a man. Be a man. Be a man. Do it.
Be a man. Wear a dog.
Come on. Put the dog collar on. Just do it.
Okay. All right. Get me again. I only put one of them on there.
That was at 5.
It says 4.
Oh, that was at 4. I left and then I pressed it. 5. We're going to set it to 5 now. You ready?
Okay. Okay, go for it.
Should we try 10 on my arm?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
definitely.
Okay. We're going to do 10.
10.
Okay. Go for it.
Oh, I get to hold it?
Oh God. Okay.
You're in charge of the button, so.
I don't want to do this, man. I'm not going to like this. Should I
It's
do
funny
straight
because
arm?
you're going to get electrocuted and then you're not going to be able to take your hand off the button and then you're just going to continue. But if that happens, I'll just pull it away.
Okay. Go ahead and
Okay?
make sure it's
Or
shown.
will I?
Make sure it's shown on the. Do big screen. Oh yeah, do it right there.
Okay, it's touching. Both of them.
Ooh,
Kind of fun.
It's kind of fun. It's like
Kind of fun. I do still feel it in my neck, though. That
I
was.
can feel it in my the hair on my chinny chin.
God.
All right, that was us playing with a shock collar.
Not as bad.
Next episode, I'm
As
super excited. We're going to have a reoccurring character.
thought.
She's much more knowledgeable than us. She's an AP history teacher at Ooh, I don't know if I should dox her like that. She's an AP history teacher. Just block out the part where I said that.
At a school.
She was my teacher, actually, so I'm super excited to have her on.
It's easy to look up where Jake went, so now you know.
It's super exciting because she's a lot more knowledgeable than I am. I'm just an idiot who plays with a shock collar and loves history. You could check out my social medias, TikTok, Instagram. On TikTok, I talk about history stuff. I recently did a video that you thought was a little goofy.
Oh, yeah. We were going to
didn't
talk
even
about that before we
didn't
got
even talk about
Should we
that.
really quick?
Let's talk about we'll wrap up the show with so I do history TikToks. That's the whole reason we started this. And I recently did a TikTok. The first thing was I talked about I was like, this Italian just got funded from Spain to find new trails to India and China and all of that, because I was talking about Christopher Columbus. I was like, I think
that's
he's
right.
gonna fall off the side of the earth. And everyone's like, actually by 1492 they knew the earth was round. I was like, well, it's 2023 and there's plenty of people who still think it's flat. So
Got
my
it.
joke was that I was just like, my character was an
But
idiot.
they called you out for being a flat earther?
No, they called me out because they're like, that's historically incorrect. That's historically inaccurate. No, because
They said that's historically. Did any comments say verbatim historically?
No, I wish. But they were
incorrect
basically
or-
calling me out, being like, you're insinuating that people in the 1400s didn't know that the earth was round, but they did. And I was like, no, I was insinuating that there's idiots all the time that always think the earth is flat. But then you saw one. I deleted this one because I didn't convey my thoughts very well.
So the one, I was thinking about a different one. I was thinking about the one that...
With John Brown and the Unabomber.
That's right.
So I was
and
talking...
Who's John Brown?
So John Brown, we talked about him on a long episode long ago. John Brown is he basically believed in the end of slavery. And his big way to make the end of slavery happen was by just killing a bunch of people who owned slaves. And he was going to do a huge slave rebellion. Not enough people showed up for it, and then he got shot. And he was characterized as this villain who was trying to bring down America because he was trying to free slaves. So I was like, he was seen as a villain. Now he's seen as a hero. Then you've got someone like the Unabomber, who is seen as a villain, but now is partially idolized on the internet because some of the things he said, like looking at what our system is today, we constantly are fearing.
What was the Unabomber trying to do?
So his whole thing was how the Industrial Revolution had severe consequences on today's society. And a lot of his writings are just like gibberish nonsense. But it's very interesting to look at today's like system and how it's broken. And some of the facts he says isn't wrong. Like some of the stuff he says is interesting thought points. But he did this by like blowing people up. Like by putting bombs in mailboxes and stuff.
Right.
Terrible way to go about it. Terrible thing. I didn't like how I conveyed and how I said it because it made it seem like I was being like,
it sounded like you were...
like, maybe the Unabomber's a hero. It's like, no, that's not. I'm saying some of his ideas, he's idolized now on the internet.
By the way, I'm going to clip out that thing you just said that I'm not going to say so nobody can clip it out for me.
He's idolized on the internet now, probably more than he should be. But the whole idea is sometimes the scariest...
There's so much of that.
Sometimes the scariest villains have some good points, is what my thing was. Because he truly believed in what he was saying. Some points are valid to this day because it's like we live in a very corrupt, broken system. And that's kind of what he was saying. He was like, well, the Industrial Revolution led to this and this and that.
You know, I think a more lighthearted way to go about that would be just to talk about like Killmonger in Black Panther. Be like, yeah, I kind of get it, but going about it the wrong way.
He's not real.
Exactly, and that's why
he's not real. Alex.
Nobody really died.
Wakanda isn't real. Wakanda doesn't exist.
Yes, it does.
It's not. It's not real.
It
doesn't.
Record. Okay.
The new Guardians of the Galaxy movie isn't real.
Have you seen it?
Didn't actually happen.
Have you seen it?
No.
I heard it was good.
So did I. I haven't had time to see it. I'm busy making Historically Inaccurate with Jake Trumper. Thank you guys so much for listening. We are distributed and produced with Mango Mustache Media.
Shall we hit that music?
I've been Jake Trumper, joined with Alex Schulte. Thank you to our first time ever producer. She's never done it before. She's been killing it, trying her best. I'm kind of just going as I'm waiting for her to press the music. She's going to press that music eventually, and this outro is just going to keep going, and it's going to swing. That intro, that outro's coming. That outro's coming.
Don't worry about it, Shelby.
It's not coming. I've been Jake Trumper.
I've been Alex Schulte, and yeah, if you want to learn more about the show...
She got it!
It's so loud.
We're historically
It's so loud.
baby. And you can learn more about this podcast at Mango Mustache
MangoMustache.com. MangoMustache.com/historically inaccurate. When does the show come out?
Thursdays? You set the schedule. I don't know. I just make the content.
We put it in... the show comes out every week. All right, so hit that follow button.
Every week and it's popping up on the screen right here.
Hit the bell.
This is when it comes out.
Hit the bell.
Hit it.
You can find it on the Mango Mustache Media YouTube channel under the Historically Inaccurate playlist, or for now on the Jake Trumper YouTube channel. You can subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever else you find those podcasts, okay? Leave us a good review. Share it with your friends. Be like, I found this really stupid show about history, and I think you're going to like it.
I've been Jake Trumper. That's Alex Schulte, Mango Mustache Media. We are Historically Inaccurate.
And make sure you... Watch
out for deer. I forgot that I always said that. I
your
love
history
that.
Teacher
my history teacher, as my history teacher, Mr. Howell, always said as we ran out of class, make sure you watch out for deer.
Random, but we're paying homage. Homage.
Goodbye.
Mango Mustache Media.